everybody, then please go ahead. Sabine?
Yeah, I just got a message. I saw a message from Annelies. She says, "Good morning, all. Good morning, Robert, being with you today remotely. In the meantime, the power of sentence has been carefully crafted for refugees from Congo coming into Uganda. I suggest we attune on 11 with that. It will be 1 p.m. in Uganda. I also taped it so anyone can join remotely in its own time as we attune the coming 4 weeks."
And so she's not joining? Probably, or she might. We'll see. But thank you.
Yeah.
To copy it in our chat here, and let's see that we take a moment at 11, and please help me keep the time. Welcome, Juliet.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. We're going to start.
Lovely to see you all.
Yes, so you can settle in whilst we start. Oh, there, Anneliese is coming, so she will be our timekeeper for sure. Welcome, Anneliese. We're just going to start our practice for the people that are new here, and lovely to see you all and have you in our space. We've been gathering with these Bridging Continents calls. Well, the call started when we were organizing the Caravan of Unity. Different people showed up in different parts of the journey that we've been on, but I've been with Kara's help and with Hasina continuing these calls in a weekly pattern. And it's been very much in service of the different convergences that we've been organizing. And also, Emmanuel, you have been kindly supporting us with, and we have been co-creating here, but also letting these weekly calls be a moment of stillness in these wobbly times, and supporting each other in all kinds of different ways. It's very lovely to open up the space to whoever wants to be there, and we do hope you feel it as a generative space to be present in any way you want to be. And for that, we start with a moment of silence, and I usually ask the group, how should we start the silence? And often it is said that we enjoy ringing the bowls, the bowl that I have here. So we'll do that today as well. I do that 3 times. And then we check in with giving our name and where we are calling from. So we are creating a virtual space, and we also like to root ourselves in Mother Earth and to hear where we are, and then to say 1 or 2 words, as we're in a larger group, 1 or 2 words, what is present in us, how we are showing up. And through that, we also hear it kind of like a pattern and know if there's anything that we need to be attending. So that's how we will start. And after that check-in, we will take a moment of silence, or maybe we do that at 11. I ask Anneliese for her advice to send out a message to Robert in Uganda, who is having a complex time in his own personal life, and also in serving the refugees that are coming from DRC Congo. Okay, so if that's okay, we start. I'll do it 3 times, and then we do popcorn style, and the bowl is being rung in Vreeland, Peaceland in the Netherlands, between the lakes and close to the river.
Good morning, my name is Annelies. I'm calling in from Vreeland as well. I'm in a calm, expecting vibrance.
Hi, I'm Hasina calling from Newcastle, South Africa, and just in peace, possibility, and potential.
I'm Lisa calling in from Krakow, Poland, and I'm in my being here and now.
I'm Brian. Oh, sorry. Please, Sabine.
I'm Sabine calling from Germany, Cologne. I feel good. I feel very concerned with Julien Assange, and I would really love it if we take a minute to pray for justice and truth.
I'm Brian, calling in from Krakow, Poland. And I am happy to see 3 new men.
So are we, Brian.
You've been holding the space for that, Brian.
I have, yes. Thank you, men.
Well, my name is Miquel. I'm calling from Spain, Figueras near Girona. And happy to join. I knew about your group through the symposium. Recently, there was a symposium organized by Unity, and it's kind of well, I feel a kind of continuation of the work I had been doing with Barbara Mascover many years ago. So happy to keep in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Can you say the name of the place where you are in one more time?
Figueras, near Girona, northeast of Spain.
Thank you.
I'm Juliet from calling in from Cork, Ireland, surrounded by these trees. And I'm very excited because suddenly I got an impulse from Barbara, trained as an agent of conscious evolution, and just getting the call that I need to now really focus on trying to bring that to local communities.
Hello, good morning. I'm Emmanuel, calling from Madrid, Spain, and just very grateful and feeling joyful to be here in your company today and accelerate our visions for a more united humanity and a peaceful world going forward. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
I'm Kamala, checking in from Kefalonia in Greece. As always, it seems Juliet and I are on parallel paths. The last year has been an incredible time of anchoring myself in my light and my vision of what the world can be. And now it feels like it's time to take that out into the world as it is and share that light in spaces that generally don't have access to this kind of energy.
I'm Amelie from Amsterdam, grandmother Emily, and I'm just new today.
I'm Cara Stonehouse. I'm in Thiviers, France, not too far from Bordeaux, France. And I'm just feeling really touched and joyful.
This is Anja calling from Germany, slightly in the middle of Germany. It's a small town called Flohnheim in the vineyards here. Very rainy today. And I myself, as I'm preparing to, a call that might be too big for me to look at different prayers that seem to be in competition to each other. One river going this way, one river going that way, and then standing on the island and say, oh, I want to be still the island and looking at the scene. I'm affected of that what I called for to so I also need your support in that, and to go ahead and to follow my mission, which I'm going through. So this is where I am, and just as I clicked on join, I became aware that we are already on that place of the Hague, where all those things are also in the real life are taking place. So bringing together the spiritual world and the real world is that what I'm looking for. So appreciate to have you all here.
And I'm Michael DiMartino. I'm calling from Colorado in the United States at the foothills of the sacred Sangre de Cristo Mountains, home of the 20 different spiritual centers from around the world. And I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling activated with the essence of radical co-creation and collaboration, and carrying a spark of one of my mentors also, Barbara Marx Hubbard. And I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Wow, what rich authority. Thank you, thank you. Annelies, do we take a moment for Robert now, or do we do that at 11? As you've been working with him, I just want your advice.
Well, maybe it's good to do that, as then we have all space for whatever wants to come up, if that's okay with you also.
Yes.
Yes.
And Sabine, how would you like to also honor your request in this space?
If it's okay with you, we can maybe also take 1 minute and send our prayers to this court where it's happening, to those who are going to decide about his life, but also in general to all these people who are in injustice. Just send whatever prayer you think is appropriate.
Can I perhaps also ask whether you would like to do a song or some music in that for us, so that we have the minute of silence for Robert, and that you then take us into whatever flow you feel, and if that's the time, or that you want to do that at another moment in this hour.
I'm pleased and happy to do that. If anything comes out, I'll be happy to serve.
Okay.
Fine
If
with me.
everybody's okay, then take a minute and send love and light to Robert in Uganda.
May I introduce that, please? Because, sorry, I do not want to interfere, but
Go ahead.
it's a little bit, yeah, so that we make the fullest out of the attunement.
Right, please go ahead.
So let us form a circle virtually now by closing our eyes and imagining we're holding hands. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And maybe another one, just to ground ourselves. Now have a clear image in your head of very happy people in Uganda, especially children, at ease and peace. We take them in the middle of our circle. Just see that in your imagination. And now relax and listen to these words. Our intention is that all living who seek refuge and peace from Congo, who are and have been entering Uganda, specifically children and those who cannot give voice, are healthy and nourished in every way, are full of energy, living in peaceful community. under roofs, in safe private spaces, with plenty of food and necessities, in places with clean water, edible and medicine plants, and even food forests, with living schools and room for inner work, all unfolding from the abundance of love. May all involved receive our healing energies, peace and love, and that in a natural way, the Divine Mother wholly be embodied within us. Now bring this intention statement very gently from your mind into your hearts. Do that very easy, like the unfolding petals of a flower, while a new silence is in us for 1 minute. Bringing us back now with the sound of the bowl, and may that be received deep into the cosmos. May there be peace.
Ask your love and your attention to all those who are sitting in injustice situations on this beautiful planet, especially now for Julian Assange, and send whatever feels appropriate for you, your prayers, your wisdom. Vai que se lesi, tu Deus ai ti são, que se lesi, se sai assim. Do Yahuwah hey, Yahuwah hey, Yahuwah hey, Yahuwah hey. Tayamos que Deus caiasi, te ondo bayana te lot ayata, te ese que Deus caiasi, caiasi, caiasi.
Both and all.
some souls are willing to offer their lives.
Yes, and this pain and injustice is one of the reasons, an important impulse and reasons why we are here gathered, and why we are looking for ways to bring the heart in all that we do, and the light, and connect and collaborate, with the assumption that if we strengthen the connections between us and within ourselves and within, of course, the whole context, that can serve. And that's why we are gathering weekly, and that's why I'm also happy to be welcoming Michael, Emmanuel, Miguel, and all of us that are already gathering, but specifically you, to feel here, somehow know at least that we are working on this, and knowing that Michael is really very, very late at night joining us. I wonder if Michael, you would just like to bring a little bit more of your presence here, your personal or whatever comes up for you in this space, so that we can weave that in and also see how in the European context and in Africa and the other time zones that are more friendly to this time can be inspired to connect also with these movements.
Great, thank you very much. I just want to acknowledge the essence of those who are in the room and the exceptional level of coherence and heart-centered communication, and also how that expresses itself in the world through all the various work that we do, whether it be with peace and justice or media or regenerative agriculture or working with health or whatever area. I would like to refer back to Barbara Marx Hubbard and the Wheel of Co-Creation. It's also what I call the wheel of full spectrum regenerative design. And, you know, we all have our incarnated superpowers and gifts that we bring to these roundtables to be more effective at such a transitional time on the planet. I will continue to show up in the space just to do deep listening and to intuit and feel what I can offer in that spirit of collaboration. I know a lot of us have projects, and I'm very interested in finding that equilibrium of energy equity, not just about support for what I'm doing, but what skill sets I can bring to the room, specifically with this group basically centered in Europe and Africa. And I love the idea that we are building bridges. I will say very briefly, I am an event producer, and I've done events, you know, around the world, in Brazil during the Earth Summit, and Mexico for the ending of the Mayan calendar in 2012, and Egyptian pyramids for the end of the millennium, Imagine Peace Festival at the United Nations. So I don't just produce events, I try to co-create and collaborate with others from the unified field to create, and this is something I spoke with Marianne Williamson about, to create these zeitgeists of consciousness to help shift the narrative and the paradigm in a more regenerative, sustainable, and compassionate way. We are planning on doing an event in August, so I, at this moment, offer a very brief and practical invitation to those in the space to let your voices be heard as we expand our circle. I'm very logistics based around projects and platforms and templates to help support this process beyond the discourse and the coherence. And I'm just really happy to be here. And I want to thank Kara, I'm still learning everyone's names, for lighting that sacred spark and building the bridge of communication. And there's so many exciting pieces that I would like to share, but here I'm really just to listen and to feel what wants to express itself. So thank you for that moment, and greatly honored, and much respect to all in the room and the work you do.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Great. And I'm noticing in the chat that there was a strong presence in the visioning. So just acknowledging that that's also present here, of the work that you've been already building up towards Annelies with Robert, and in service of so many people, and also of his process with his brother, I presume. So great to have that here. Emmanuel, would you like to share something in the circle with your, what's coming up for you here now?
Yes, thank
whatever
you.
you feel is alive in you now in this space.
Thank you. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Yeah, it's a joy to be here and make some old connections and new connections and build bridges together. I'm delighted that the Holo movement has come into an agreement with the Hague Center, Kara and Anne-Marie, to work with us to build bridges to Europe and Africa. The Holo Movement Wave is coming to Ibiza, Spain in May, and we want to have as much spiritual and physical presence of our European partners as possible. We brought the wave to the old continent here to spread joy, presence, unity, peace, love, and all good things to all good people, but mainly to build bridges, to make connections, to create partnerships, to work together in cohesion for a brighter, better future for all, with a deep understanding of the unity and wholeness in the human spirit, as modeled by physicist David Bohm when he created the term Holo movement and said that all is one, and that although seemingly different, disparate in many ways, all humans are one, and everything in the universe is one, from the desk in front of us to the consciousness of our beings, all tied and woven together with the flow of the Holo movement. So it's great pleasure to be here in wholeness with all of you, to share your spirits and your presencing. And I'm grateful for the experience to be with you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmanuel. And I think the vision and the way you and the team are expressing it and finding ways to reach out, I think we can in that way touch many hearts of people, of different people, that resonate with that kind of message, as Earthstock is doing, as we all are doing in ourselves and in our circles close around us and wider, and seeing how that ripples out. So very inspired also, and I'm imagining that we will be continuing to unpack and light up different parts of that as another way to come together. And maybe I'll just take a pause now and see if there's anybody else that wants to say something, because we are used to all hearing our voices. And then Miguel, maybe you after that can also share so that we can weave in. And welcome, Suzanne, good to see you. And maybe you just want to settle in and check in later. Yes. So is there anybody that wants to share something? And it's really lovely to feel Barbara so alive here too. Emmanuel and I met through Barbara actually in 2002.
That's right.
Yes, we did. Brian, go ahead.
Obviously, from the sharing, Barbara Marx Hubbard has woven through so many of our lives. And for me, in 1989, as a participant with Global Family, Barbara was one of the founders. And we went to Costa Rica for the World Peace and Sustainable Conference together. And that year I created for Barbara the attuner, which is the peace pipe which I occasionally sound in this group.
Yes.
So it's really her presence has woven into all of our lives in different ways. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Brian.
It is very interesting how Barbara Marx Hubbard is present. Yesterday, I was in a super conscious think tank, and her daughter Suzanne is part of it. So there was a weaving in of the wheel of co-creation, and we were talking about that and some of her teachings. So yes, I think we're being divinely guided, the great wholeness and wonders.
It's amazing that you said that because I had just actually posted in the chat. Yeah. Would it be acceptable to just share a short 2-minute little piece of video?
What kind of video is it, Michael? Is it?
One of the programs I do, which is it's a podcast, it's a workshop, and it's also a weekend retreat that's being turned into an educational curriculum. And it's very much based on, we say the wheel of co-creation, but it's also, I call it the spokes of full spectrum regenerative design, but it's called Regenesis. And it's just something that's coming through right now as far as a educational experience, immersive curriculum, help bring people through an accelerated understanding and awakening to activate and inspire their role in this transitional time. So, and if tonight might not be the right moment, but I would like at some point just to share a little bit of media. Yeah.
So why don't you put it in the chat, and we'll also put it in the WhatsApp that we have together, where you will also receive an invitation for that, because we like to hear our human voices here as much as we can. And we have a few new people coming in to check in, and then we can always look at how we can go. And thank you for voicing what's it about, Michael, so that gives us some context to watch it. And Miguel, hello, Maine, good to see you also. And while you settle in, maybe you can share a little bit of what's in your heart now whilst we're here together.
Well, yes, maybe what I can share is now what comes in my mind is the last time I was in a kind of co-creators gathering that was in Gilleleje in Denmark.
Yes, nice.
2013. Barbara could not join us physically, but she was with us via Zoom as well. And Erwin Laszlo was there as well.
Yes.
So that was a really amazing time. And since then, well, I've been kind of in touch, but then little by little, well, things unfolded in other ways. Also very much in touch with the Pan Village Sangha, and well, that's more or less what is in my heart now, and what I'm sharing. And that's so lovely. That's so the symposium. I felt that it was a kind of new cycle for me to get again together with this co-creation together. Thank you so much. My heart is so grateful.
You're welcome, and thank you for showing up. And let's see how we can co-create. Absolutely, and connect to more. Any more check-ins?
I think we did not hear from Maylene. Is that right?
We didn't. She's just landed, and also from Suzanne.
Yeah.
So let's hear the new voices.
Welcome home.
Share also where you're grounded on Mother Earth so that we can see how we are connected and spread. May go ahead.
Good morning. As I unmuted, my cat Puccini rised and came up too. He's in the speaking mode, but without my cats, I'm not full. He's always in my work and many other cats. Naja, you know what? I woke up this morning with a beautiful feeling of seeing unity. All of us here for unity is that Gemeinschaft, yeah, Anja will understand. The Gemeinschaft, the coming together of a different sensation in community. And I see it now, how it's embodying. And I've noticed that the last week, 2 weeks, really extremely, and how people are responding in a new way. And that's fascinating. That makes my heart really smile.
Yes, new ways of weaving. The year of the dragon. Well, sometimes I think let's dial down the actions for a minute to give us the possibility to really weave it and co-create. Suzanne, do you want to also share from the mountains of Switzerland?
From the mountains of Switzerland down to the lake of Geneva.
Ah.
No, I'm not in Geneva. Yeah, my name is Susanne Kazak-Häuser. I live between Zurich and in the middle of Switzerland, in the Swiss German part. And I'm almost all into indigenous wisdom keepers and Mother Earth healing, magnetic field healing grids, and sacred sites, and support indigenous people, unite people for peace, and sharings what they have. And that's I also did an international woman call.
Are you connected to sacred site on Ibiza, Suzanne?
In Ibiza?
Yes. Are you connected to sacred sites there?
No, but I like to learn about it. Oh. See, I'm a nature pedagogist, and in the last education in the Swiss German mountains, I received 2 elk antlers from the forest there in Grijon, that's East Switzerland, and I was praying, meditating why I received that. And I took a very long time to consider it. I consulted some wisdom caring people with all my which are my friends, and then I take a long time again. And I was going into ceremony with it, and then I heard the call, the voice that I'm, which kind of leads me in a way that's all. It's about healing Mother Earth and working with the wisdom keepers, sharing their knowledge with others, and also for women and things like this. So I had also healing sessions with Eric Magazine and Eagle. Eagle Spirit Guide was coming 4 years ago to me, and there are things I have to find some more years, which is happening for me. And if I can share more, please. And I launched a virtual. I launched last year. I heard a call to do a ceremony with wisdom keepers on the sacred lake in Switzerland, up in the mountains, where I have 3 water sources. One is mainly for Europe, and I got already some wisdom keepers who like to join. And then I ask around who likes to come and who likes to do the similar things. And then I heard, and they're answering me in the chats, here in the chat and the other chat in the World Unity Week chat. And then Uncle Angak was sharing, he likes to come, but first I need to come to his place doing ceremony there. And then I was asking why, and then he said because I see smelting, it's urgency to go in there. And so I agreed, okay, we go there. And now and then I met some Kogi and invited them to join us. And I've been on seminars with wisdom keepers from Guatemala and stuff. I could say a lot how it came into about.
Yes.
So it will happen this year. And I also created a virtual thing like that around the globe. So we can also come together virtually, not traveling and, with a car or with an airplane. And there will be also a world tour starting in Greenland in July, end of July, with wisdom keepers from all 7 continents. I told Michael Di Martino already about it, and he was interested in, and there are others. I pinpointed and asked them privately to come, because I have an eagle eye to see who can appreciate to come there. And yeah, he has Michael has a lot of experience and expertise on doing that. What he's sharing, I really appreciate what he's doing, and also another filmmaker likes to come from South America, and the people are lining up. So now there's a plan to go to each
Suzanne,
continent. Yes.
can you close so that we can create some more space, because we are with many people today, and I also want to give Carmilla a little bit of space, but also perhaps I have a question for Emmanuel, whether we are going to be visiting sacred sites when we are on Ibiza at the end of May with the Holo movement, with whoever wants to join.
When is that?
Emmanuel, are we visiting sacred sites there? And otherwise, I think Emily might know some sacred sites there.
Yes, thank you. Well, we're part of the program schedule for the Holo Movement Wave in Ibiza does not include precisely visits to sacred sites. However, we do have a built-in program with Ibiza Friends. So of the 150 participants at the conference, approximately 35 or 40 will be from the island of Ibiza. and we will work to pair up Ibiza friends with 2 or 3 participants from outside of Ibiza. On the Friday afternoon, then these friends will introduce the participants to the island and choose some kind of activity with their new friends. We hope many of these may go to sacred sites, but we are not giving them direction. This is open for interpretation. Also, I do know that one of the participants, Adam Apollo, is planning a small gathering before the conference. We'll probably be giving information on that on March 7th, town hall update about the Holo movement. And I know he is planning on visiting some sacred sites as well. In the past, in retreats in Ibiza, we have visited them. We're very familiar with them. Tanit's Cave, very sacred place. Of course, Esvedra Rock, not going to the rock, of course, but looking upon it from many of the sites, and the old city of Ibiza itself, and many others. And finally, on Saturday night, we will be having a celebration at the Juntos farm. Not necessarily known as a sacred site. It used to be a cattle farm, but it's now been converted into a regenerative agriculture site, and we will be going there to celebrate the earth and the regeneration of all good things, and a fairly large party with several hundred people, and maybe we can convert that spot itself into a new sense of sacredness. So although not specifically programmed, I think there will be plenty of people and opportunities and gateways to the sacred sites. So,
Thank you. Well, that sounds exciting and heartwarming. And I can imagine, I know also the colleague that we work with Deep Earth Architecture, has done quite some research and work also on the ley lines in Ibiza, because it does seem to be a very special place in also the European context. So it's wonderful that you've decided to let the Holo movement land there with a wave for this year. Yeah.
Well, yes, thank you. I do think it's a very sacred place. One of the reasons I've spent a great deal of time and actually live part-time in Ibiza, and we felt it was a good place after the sacred sites of Sedona last year, where we ignited the Holo movement, to land in Europe in a very special place, particularly one that celebrates the divine feminine and has followed the goddess Tanit and others from antiquity onwards. So it is nice to feel and experience that feminine energy. So hopefully we will all dance together, whether there or virtually or in spirit, the feeling of Ibiza, which is of feminine joy and rebirth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a quick note, sorry, Michael, Miguel, and Emmanuel, I did put the link to our Bridging Continents WhatsApp group in the chat, and we'd love you to join if you feel called.
We have 9 more minutes, and I'm wondering, Camilla, if you want to say something, as you will have been here this year every week, I would say, and you're moving into another place, but we want to also really acknowledge your presence here over this year in all the weekly calls, bringing in vulnerability, wisdom, joy, moments that you were struggling, and giving us all that possibility to open up in support of you, but in support of ourselves as well, creating this sense of wholeness and also for your ongoing support for the work that I have and we have been doing in the Hague Center in these larger global contexts in which your as a large group support is always so felt and welcomed. So maybe Suzanne, if it's okay that I just let Camilla speak now, and that we give a little blessings to your journey. You're not leaving us, I know, but you're leaving us in these weekly calls.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, for that wonderful introduction. So my new job is a regular 9 to 5, so that eliminates any possibility of this weekly meeting. But I will continue to host the Womb with a View discussion groups as part of my Each One Reach One mission that I declared in the One World community. So if you want to join the WhatsApp group, I'll post links to it, and I'll let you know what the themes are for each week's discussion. It's just an attempt to okay, let me just tell you about the Reach One quickly. During slavery and apartheid, when people of color were prevented from learning to read and write, people who did have that knowledge took it upon themselves to reach at least one person and teach them these skills in a campaign called Each One Teach One. And I feel like now, as one humanity, there are some of us who have access to knowledge that is not necessarily accessible to the vast majority of people, and it is our responsibility as such to reach as many people as we can. And publishing A Womb with a View was one of those steps for me, and now hosting the weekly discussion groups to just share the knowledge that each of us has with each other that we can then take into our lives going forward and share that in our communities. And yeah, working a 9 to 5 as a call center agent lets me reach the people who wouldn't normally join these groups. So, in between telling people how to reset their passwords and do all of the technical things on their devices, I might have an opportunity for interesting conversations where I can just spread the message of love and hope and peace.
Thank you for that great work. And you're mentioning One World, and I think after the awakening to humanity's sacred mission, we're also looking at this Kumu map. I don't know, as you are a participant, please put yourself up there with the mission as well. And let's all see if we can if you feel called to bring your mission to the One World Mission 2024 page and see how we can connect, become visible, share what we're doing, and weave. And through that also bring more of the weaving from Europe into that field, because that's really what we're looking for, to have in these convergences. Even though that's complicated with the time zones, we'll manage. And we really want to weave it out and work more. And I can imagine that with Earthstock and Michael, the work that you're doing, that can be another way for us to be connecting, learning about new ways of communicating, and reaching out to people that have a resonance. Might not always be aware of it, but if we can touch their hearts and reach out a hand, as you're suggesting, Carmilla, and what you do so much. Thank you for that.
And I just want to thank everybody in this group for all of your amazing, incredible support over the last year, with all of the struggles and the joys, and introducing me to so many new spaces to just share this incredible energy of love and peace and all of the good things we want to bring into the world.
Thank you. That sounds like a checkout. So let's all do a one word, because we are nearly at the time when we're the larger group, 1 or 2 words of what's alive in me now in this call as a checkout of our circle. And we can always continue conversations in the chat. Mine is heart-centered gratitude. Popcorn style, please go ahead. Unmute, speak.
The next divine step.
Being the cape, the mantle of love.
Curiosity.
I felt a hand movement. It's the gratefulness, the temple we built together, and the bridge.
Beloved community.
Inspired purpose.
Enthusiasm.
Gratitude for all the passion.
Thankful and open-hearted.
Love and serve all.
Love and
Love and serve all.
serve. Thank you.
Regenesis.
Finding the gates and keeping the gates open. And thank you, Camilla, for everything. See you wherever and hear you wherever. Feel you wherever.
Planting seeds and feeling the joy of the sun and tasting the fruits of our
May I suggest to end the meeting with the peace pipe, please?
Suzanne, do you want to give one word checkout? Thank you, Amanda.
Gratitude to be alive.
Thank you. Everybody, Juliet, did you speak? Yes, okay.
Sorry, I said an enthusiasm.
That's true. Yes, you did. Brian, why don't you sound us out with the peace pipe? Maybe give 2 words to what it is.
You're muted, Brian.
You're muted.
Barbara wanted a device for attunement, and I created this attunement peace pipe. It sounds a resonant tone, and you all will feel it as I sound it.
Thank you all for showing up and being here, and wishing you a good week, good day, whatever.
Thank you.
Did we take a picture, by the way? Did we take a photo? Maybe we can just all, Michael can show himself. Can you take a screenshot, Hasina?
Yes, I'll do that right now.
We love that.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you. Okay. See you all.